Taped from New Jersey, it's the SNL Nerds, the show where two comics from New Jersey nerd out about Saturday Night Live. I'm your co-host, John Trumbull.
And I'm your co-host, Darren Patterson.
And we are the SNL Nerds. And we're here, we're going to talk about the episode from December 15th, 2018, Season 44, Episode 9, Matt Damon hosting, Mark Ronson and Miley Cyrus musical guesting.
A lot of M's.
A lot of M's.
Matt, Miley, Mark, musical.
Yes.
Mima.
I honestly have no idea. I was not familiar with Mark Ronson before this show. Are he and Miley Cyrus like a couple?
No. He's actually a producer. He's mostly well known for working behind the scenes. Like he worked with. He's mostly well known for. He worked with Bruno Mars recently on that Uptown Funk song.
All right,
Uptown
like that song.
Yeah. He's that type of dude. But
it's a good song. That's my jam.
Yeah. But if you look at his work, he's actually worked with a lot of kind of other people and made like a ton of hits.
Okay.
But he's mostly like kind of a behind the scenes guy, but he's kind of more and more becoming in front of the camera. Kind of like very, I guess you could say, Puff Daddy-esque.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking, like, because she seemed very chummy with him. I was thinking, like, oh, wait, are they a couple? But no, she's married to the Hemsworth brother, right?
I believe so.
Isn't she, like, Liam?
One of those Hemsworths. There are many
one of the non-Chris's.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're like the Waynes. There's like tons of them.
There are. There's just a big Australian brood.
That's right. They take up they make up for half of the Australian population.
Okay. All right. Well, now I know a little more about Mark Ronson. So we had. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
We had the cold open.
Cold.
Which as soon as I saw that little Liberty Films logo, I was like, oh, they're doing the It's a Wonderful Life parody.
Yeah, I know. For a minute, I thought it's like, oh, they're going to re-air that old SNL It's a Wonderful Life parody.
That's a classic sketch.
We'll talk about that on the Christmas episode, but I remember.
Will we?
Will we? We will.
Okay.
Sure.
I don't remember it being on the Christmas episode.
It wasn't. That's why I wanted to talk about it.
Okay.
Aha.
All right.
See, all right. Well,
little teaser for next week.
That's right,
folks.
guys. Well,
but then this It's a Wonderful Life parody, they did It's a Wonderful Trump. Oh, that hurt to say.
Because there's nothing wonderful.
Yes, and we had Alec Baldwin as Donald Trump, and he's having a tough time of it of late.
Yeah, and before that they show the exterior of all the
everyone praying for Trump.
Please pray for him, and also make sure I don't get arrested.
He's not a good person, but I'm still praying for him.
Yes, absolutely.
And if you've been following the news at all, you know that things are not going badly, or are going badly for our president, Mr. Trump.
Not so good in Trumpy land.
And who knows what's going to happen there?
It's anybody's guess.
And he's questioning if he ever should have been president at all. And then along comes Kenan Thompson as the Angel Clarence,
right?
To show him what the world would be like if Trump was never president.
Yeah, and surprise, surprise, everybody's better off for it.
Yep. Yep. He says, like, what are those strange things on their faces? And he says, those are called smiles. We find that Sarah Huckabee Sanders is very successful in PR.
Yeah.
For Facebook and like the romaine lettuce industry and
not to the romaine lettuce scare of 2018.
Where
were you when you heard about the romaine lettuce scare?
I was trying to order a sandwich at Boston Market, and it's bad news. They were straight up like not serving sandwiches for a while.
Really? Do they all have romaine lettuce in them?
I guess that's their go-to lettuce, and I think there was also a thing happening with tomatoes, and it was a whole thing.
That's your first mistake, people. Don't eat any vegetables. Just all fried foods.
You take anything away from this podcast. You should have that Donald Trump diet and just all KFC, all Big Macs, and
just all brown foods.
Because
brown and fried.
Because you're just afraid of getting poison from the pre-made stuff.
Exactly. So just basically have your dinners from like 7-Eleven or something like that.
Right. And
that's the SNL Nerds.
And apparently you can survive on that diet because, God damn it, those arteries are taking forever to clog.
Right? He just keeps getting stronger every time I see him. Forever.
It's really infuriating.
Oh, yeah.
But let's see, who else do we have in this?
Oh, yeah, this is a smorgasbord of celebrity cameos.
We had so many people coming in.
So many.
There's Kate McKinnon who comes in as Kellyanne Conway, and she says, the devil gave me my soul back, and I have to go find my husband, who I speak to now, which I really liked. We had Eric and Donald Jr., and Eric is solving Rubik's Cubes.
Oh, yeah, Eric is smarter, and then he's able to do other language. And then he says to his dad, as they say in Spanish, Feliz Nasty Dad.
Yes. I think they said something like, I guess he wasn't burdened with running the Trump businesses, that he was able to go to school and get smarter.
Right.
And, it's always fun to see those two.
It always is.
I enjoy when they pop up now.
Yeah, I'm starting, Moffat and Mikey, they're warming up to me. Mm-hmm. I'm starting to get it now.
You like the Alex Moffat, Mikey Day duo?
Yeah, I'm starting to see it now. I get it. I get it. All
They're
right.
becoming slightly less anonymous white guys?
I'm starting to remember their names individually.
They are becoming blended together in a homogenous whole for me.
Yes.
As they work together so much.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Hey.
They're kind of like that, a two-headed creature.
A two-headed creature?
Yeah.
Like that monster from Sesame Street with the two heads?
Or the three-headed thing from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, wow. That's a deep cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I didn't think about that.
Anyway, let's see. Who else do we have?
We had Matt Damon.
We had Matt Damon making a return as Brett Kavanaugh. You called it last week.
Swish, nothing but net.
Yes. He says, me on the Supreme Court with my temperament. I went into Kermit there. I don't know what that was about.
Wow.
And he says, now when I like beer, they find it charming and not like I'm threatening violence.
There's a good one.
We had Cecily Strong as Melania.
Yeah, and her English got better.
Because she's not around Trump all the time, so her accent is gone. We had Ben Stiller.
Stiller again.
As Mikey Cohen.
I know, he's just making appearances he's appeared a lot during this season.
Yeah, I know. And,
I'm trying to think, did he appear more than some of the cast members on this? I feel like he might have.
Certainly more than Ego Nordum. He's gotten more screen time.
Yeah, it's Stiller, so it makes sense. But still, it's
he's a known quantity. He gets the applause break when he comes out.
That's true.
And
just has to show up, and he's like, hey.
And Michael Cohen, he's become somewhat prominent in the news of late.
Yes, so, he has, hasn't he?
It was weird because the sketch was in black and white, and Stiller wears some makeup to make himself look more like Michael Cohen. I had trouble recognizing him for a second. It was just the fact that he was in black and white just threw me for a second.
It definitely throws you.
He says, every single thing I've done is because you directed me to do it. We're a team like OJ and Cato or Eric and Lyle Menendez. That's just...
That's hilarious. But part of me thinks are these the people that watch it, the younger generation, do they know who the Menendez brothers are? I hope
that's going back. That's going back 20 years.
Yeah, I know it because I was in high school when that came out. But I'm starting to think, wow, these young whippersnappers, they know who the Menendez brothers are, right? I'm part of me is I don't know.
They actually reported on, I think it was on Weekend Update a week or two ago, that the Menendez brothers, they're in the background of some basketball trading card.
The what?
Because apparently after they murdered their parents, they were spending the parents' money, and they got courtside seats to whatever team it was, and so they're visible in the background of somebody's trading card.
Jeez.
And this was just recently discovered.
So if you have that card, you
collector's item.
Well, that's right. You'll make a killing. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was terrible. I apologize immediately. After that. I apologize immediately right here.
Moving on. Let's see. We had Mike Pence DJing the party.
Yes, of course, and
he has come to accept himself.
Right. They don't say. They don't come out and say,
but he's wearing a belly shirt and he's DJing. So you do the math.
A lot of gyrations.
Yes,
and that's good for it. Good for him.
We mentioned Matt Damon as Brett Kavanaugh.
Right.
De Niro coming up as Robert Mueller.
Right.
Oh, there was a nice line. I forgot. Trump says, if there's no Muslim ban, then who's keeping us safe? And they said, oh, no, this terrorist attack was foiled by a team of transgendered Navy SEALs. So
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's specific.
And and Trump comes away from this with the lesson that he should be president after all.
Yeah, that part kind of threw me, because I thought they would do it more, they would say something a little bit more clever, as to why he should be president. But it was just no, he just misheard everything and think he should be president.
I think they were just doing a riff on how he doesn't really take in facts.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it was. They just kind of needed to get to the ending quickly.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, let's just wrap this up.
Yeah, but I like the headline at the end. They said, every time a bell rings, someone has either quit or gone to jail. Which accurate.
Yeah. Who quit? Didn't somebody just quit like yesterday?
Yes.
What's his face?
Yeah. What's his face? Quit.
Yeah, he quit.
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
I don't remember the name or the office he was in, but yes,
it's probably not important.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's out of here.
Somebody else, and our ex-governor Chris Christie turned down the chief of staff job.
That's very telling because it seems like Christie kind of turned everything upside down just to be near Trump, and now
and that worked out great for him.
Yeah, fantastic.
No repercussions whatsoever.
Nope. He's sitting pretty.
Yep, and sitting pretty on that beach chair,
and no one else around for miles. Just him and his family.
Nobody making a meme out of him.
Nope. No sirree, Bob.
So,
oof. All right, so then we go into the monologue.
Monologue with Mr. Matt Damon.
Yeah, I thought the monologue was interesting because it was very heartfelt for the most part.
It was a touching story. He talked about how he said he's hosted before 16 years ago in 2002.
Right, it's the second time doing it.
It was Fred Armisen's first show, and he says, and tonight is Beck Bennett's last show.
Yeah.
And then they cut to Beck Bennett, who's like, say what now?
Like, I guess I didn't tell you yet. For a minute, I thought, wait, is Beck leaving the show, really?
I know.
I thought that was serious, like it was breaking news. And it was like, oh no, they're just joshing.
Yeah. But Matt Damon, he tells a touching story about how when he was a kid, his dad would say, "You can stay up and watch Saturday Night Live with me," and he wasn't able to make it all the way to 1 a.m. until he was 8 years old.
Right.
And in the 16 years since he's hosted, he's gotten married and he has
4 kids.
4 kids, and his kids were watching their dad host SNL.
Right.
And it was very cute.
Yeah, and he mentioned how his father passed away and how...
Oh, yeah, a year ago yesterday.
Yeah, and he's talking about how his 8-year-old kid now is watching his... It was weird, because I'm just so used to, kind of snark and sarcasm in monologues and jokes that when somebody said something very heartfelt and very sincere and sweet, it kind of throws me back a bit. I'm like,
it's weird. We don't know how to process the sincere emotions.
Hulk not good with words.
Yeah, as I said before, we're dead inside.
Yes, we're soulless robots.
Yes,
but yeah, I thought it was very sweet, a very earnest way to begin it. And he gave a toast, and I was like, oh, that's beautiful, man.
It was good.
That's nice.
Good. Liked it.
Give me all teary.
Yeah. Well, you're allowed to get sentimental around the holidays.
Yeah, I guess so. It's very sweet.
So yeah, it was good. I liked it.
I dug it.
It was good.
First sketch.
First sketch, we had the Westminster Daddy Show.
Yes.
Which is,
I guess, daddies. I've kind of heard the phrase daddy, but this one, I guess, kind of
that is a slang term that the young people are using.
The youth of today.
Daddy is, I think, sort of basically referring to what we would call a silver fox.
Yes.
An older gentleman who can still get it.
Yeah. As they said, it's George Clooney, but obtainable.
Yes.
It's an older fellow who has some scratch, some money in the bank, and still can still get it.
Yes,
as kids say.
I think I've seen some of my younger female Facebook friends talk about daddies.
Oh, so. Are they talking about maybe you perhaps in this context? Okay.
This has not been directed at me. They were just talking about other people. They were like.
I was trying to.
I was just
trying to be nice.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate you acknowledging the possibility.
Hey, it's possible, man. Hey, there could be some people in the comic book world looking for a comic book daddy or something, or comedian daddies.
Within the realm of possibility, sure.
All right, there you go.
Why not?
See, keep hope alive.
So we have the older gentlemen. They're being pranced around like in the Westminster Dog Show,
right? Looking at their teeth, or some. A.D. Bryant was looking at their veneers, checking them and whatnot.
Yes, and then we have the different types of daddies, which I did not write down. So
one I wrote down. There was a Tweety daddy.
A Tweety daddy. He was very disobedient.
Yes, he was in a tweed jacket, and I think I believe his his things are like he bikes to work and he's terrible to waiters.
Yes,
as they said.
The other quote I wrote down was they have a knowing smile that says "I do sex good." So, yeah,
I do. If that's not on somebody's Tinder profile, I don't know what you're doing.
I do sex good. That should just be the headline. Yeah. Yes, I do
Joey.
sex good.
Joey, 26, in Florida. I do sex good.
I do sex good. This was an all right sketch. We had Matt Damon and Kate McKinnon as the announcers, and then twist at the end we had Matt Damon come in.
Yeah,
he was called in, and he ends up winning the whole thing.
Right, he was the broadcaster daddy.
Yes.
And I thought it was a cute sketch. It was fun. It's fine. Mm-hmm. I mean, my favorite line was at the end when they were signing off.
Kate McKinnon says off.
Yeah, Kate McKinnon says, "I don't have a name. Have a good night."
Thank you for joining us. I don't have a name.
Like, I don't know if she improvised that or that was part of the sketch, but like either way, it was hilarious. That was funny.
I feel like that had to be scripted. I mean, it was just too good of a closing line.
That's true. And it was funny. It's like, oh yeah, her character didn't have a name.
Yes. It was just, I like that. It was just a nice little commentary on her underwritten part.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Next, we had a film segment with Matt Damon and Cecily Strong as a couple.
Yes, best Christmas ever.
Best Christmas ever, and they're sort of reminiscing about the day, and they're talking about how great the day was, and it just shows how you idealize your memories and you sort of rewrite them in your head.
Very much so.
They were like, "Oh, I had a smile on my face from the moment we got up," and then they cut to. Them, the kids screaming and getting up at like 5:41 in the morning,
right?
And they're
like miserable,
exhausted and miserable, and everything.
Yeah. And then she talks, and Cecily Strong talks on to Matt Damon, saying, "Oh, thanks for putting together that dollhouse. Was it tough for you?" And he was like, "Oh no, it's no trouble at all." And then they cut to when he was putting it together, and like the thing was falling apart. And he was frustrated. And he was cursing it out and like kicking it, like and like. Then
it was great to have all the relatives here, and then they cut to them arguing about politics over dinner.
Yeah, one of them had a Trump hat,
a MAGA hat,
and then it's like, "Why do I have to take it off? You're racist against white people." And it's like, "What are you talking about? No, you're not my kids. Take that off."
And Cecily Strong is just talking, "Well, I got through it," and then they just cut to like Cecily like downing
just copious amounts of red wine.
Yes, and then just smoking in the backyard, and that was a cute sketch. I liked it.
And at the end, and again, it had a very sincere moment at the end where it says, Christmas, even when it's the worst, it's the best. And like it was a very like sweet, syrupy, sweet, sincere moment. I was like,
and it did have something sincere to say because even if you do have difficult times with your relatives, which I think most people do to some degree, around the holiday season,
we all have
that, and you're forced to like interact, but when they're not around, you're gonna miss that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
it was very sweet. I was like, oh, this is a very sweet episode.
It is.
This sounds lovely.
Little holiday sentiment.
I know. It's
creeping in.
Yeah. And it was weird, actually. And after this sketch, they had a commercial with Kyle Mooney, which kind of...
I know, for the Google...
Right? That was weird. I thought it was another sketch. I was like, what?
It's so weird because SNL does so many fake commercials. You see a for real commercial...
The lines are getting blurred between reality.
It was Kyle Mooney was like, "Oh yeah, Google Pixel 3 had me film this video on the phone. I guess just to show how great the videos it records are." Yeah. And he has Edie Bryan in there briefly too.
Yeah. I mean, he even comments like, "Oh, I should have another SNL cast member, so it's not just me." And then 80's just like, "Hey."
So yeah, it was confusing, and he was like, "Oh, I could, follow through my day, and here I am going to the laundromat." And it's not unlike a typical Kyle Mooney film bit.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly could have been an SNL sketch. If you really
could have been. It could have been, and we saw what I guess was Kyle Mooney's real apartment.
Could have been, yeah.
Could have been. I was like, that's not that great of an apartment.
Yeah,
but
I guess the SNL money isn't as lucrative as one would think.
Well, or it's just tough to get a decent apartment in the city. I wonder how that compares with the other cast members' apartments. I really want to see this now. I want
you want to see the SNL cribs?
Yes, I want SNL cribs. I want to see where all these people live.
Where like Kate McKinnon's like, "Oh, what's up, y'all? This is my hood."
Kate McKinnon's got like a penthouse overlooking Central Park. And if she doesn't, she should.
Damn straight.
Because God damn it, she deserves it.
She should be in a castle.
That's right.
That's right.
She should be in a castle with a moat and a drawbridge.
Yeah.
And yes.
A dragon.
Yes.
She should basically be living like a Game of Thrones character.
Yes.
Is what we want.
That is what we want for Kate McKinnon.
That's what she
God
deserves.
damn it, she deserves it. She is a comedy princess.
Yeah. Darn tootin'.
Yeah.
Hey!
First darn tootin'.
Booyah. Bang.
Booyah.
Next sketch.
Next sketch we
go off on tangents and we love it.
We do. That's what makes the show.
Yeah.
Next we had
the Christmas ornaments.
Christmas ornaments with Kyle and Melissa Villaseñor's a couple. They're decorating the tree and they have an ornament that's not so great, and so they exile it to the back of the tree facing the wall.
Right.
And then it's a green screen thing with all the misfit ornaments talking to each other.
Yeah. Like I mean, I guess do people still do that? Because like I remember like when I used to decorate my Christmas tree, like the part of the tree that just faces the wall, you just don't decorate it. You just like you put if you're wrapping the tree around in something like tinsel and whatnot, you could do that. Mm-hmm. But like as far as all the ornaments, they want them to be seen. So like.
I think we've had some things facing towards the back. Nothing as misshapen as they had in this sketch, but yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So I guess it's a thing.
I mean, some people like the tree fall all the way around.
Okay.
So this is an interesting insight here. There's different preferences.
This is how I'm learned. This is how I learned.
You have the bare tree.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean,
like
not completely bare. I'm not a monster.
But no, I think you are.
Okay. All right. But I mean, just like the part that faces the wall, just don't decorate that. Just decorate everything that faces outwards.
Call in, folks. Let us know your tree decorating preferences.
Phones are lighting up.
Yes.
Like a Christmas tree.
That's right.
Oh, ooh, Christmas tree.
So we had all the misfit ornaments. My favorite, of course, Matt Damon as a 4-year consideration promotional Goodwill hunting ornament. So we had
very specific.
Yes,
that had Happy Holidays from the Weinstein Company.
I know. The Weinstein saying, yeah, that aged well.
Ooh.
And we had Mikey Days, a Harry Potter ornament where it's Harry Potter on a broomstick, but the back of the broomstick is broken off. Right. So now it looks like Harry is doing something obscene.
Yes. We'll leave that to your imagination. What
yes. But he's holding a cylindrical object around the crotch area.
Yeah. So
you
draw from that what you will.
Yeah.
And Rudy Giuliani ornament.
Yes.
Apparently that was a thing.
Played by Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon.
Comedy princess Kate McKinnon.
Yeah. And and of course Keenan was the greetings from Cleveland.
Greeting
yes. From Cleveland.
Yes, and he's just something, a half-assed thing that was picked up at the airport.
Yeah.
And then Cecily Strong as an angel with where a light bulb burned off half her head.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Because they're doing a green screen effect to make it look like all these ornaments are hanging by the tree.
Right.
And so I guess Cecily had some sort of green screen cloth over her face, so it looks like half of her face is missing.
Yeah, that is.
And that's a disturbing effect.
And A.D. Bryant was like an ornament that the kid made from kindergarten class.
Oh, yeah, so like a misshapen macaroni thing.
Macaroni turd or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, kill me.
This was okay. I wasn't nuts about it. I liked the Goodwill hunting ornament the most. That was cute.
Agreed. Yeah, I thought that was a fun thing. It's good to see him slip back into his Boston accent. That was a terrible Boston accent.
Matt Damon or Ben Affleck, they have those stereotypical Boston accents ready to go. They're ready to break them out at a moment's notice.
I know. The Boston accent's a pretty tricky thing to do. So, like, if you can do it, you can bust it out whenever.
Yeah. Well, when you grow up around it. So.
Yeah, that's true. It's just, like, around you all the time. It's just like, oh, yeah, wicked smart.
Yeah, wicked smart.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like every time if you do a Boston accent around somebody from Boston, they get, like, offended.
Well, yeah, it's kind of stereotypical.
Yeah, it's like doing a Jamaican accent around somebody who's Jamaican. They're like,
right.
Could you please not do that around me?
Well, also, I'm sure they get that a lot. So
yeah. Very true. So, yes. All number love for Boston.
Yes. So next we had a film segment with Oscar host auditions.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of the Star Wars auditions. They had the Back to the Future audition.
They like these types of sketches because it's a nice excuse for everybody to break out their impressions that might not fit into the show in any other way. And this was topical because this week we had Mr. Kevin Hart announces the Oscar host.
Yeah.
Then we uncover some old tweets from 2011 where he says some things that...
Not great. And then he takes himself out the running. So
he takes himself out. They were like, you should apologize for those tweets. And he says, no, I'm not going to apologize for those tweets. But I'm quitting, and I apologize for those tweets.
Yeah,
so it was very strange.
Grand opening, grand closing.
It was like, well, couldn't have you done that and then maybe kept the job? But
I maybe just wanted to apologize on his own terms. I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not going to pretend I understand it.
Yeah,
I like how they said. It was a job with like all sorts of pitfalls and no possible upside.
Yeah, that's the thing about the odds, like hosting awards. Like everybody says, like there's no glory in it. Like no one likes no matter who does it, people will like criticize it, and there's no real like. It seems like it's a thankless job.
I think it is. Yeah.
I mean, some people do it well. Like people still love
it's a tough job to do well.
Like when Amy Poehler and Tina Fey did the Golden Globes.
They did a great job.
And that's
they were very funny. I like Ricky Gervais on the Golden Globes.
Yeah. He was definitely polarizing, but yeah.
Yeah, but he was very funny.
And
Neil Patrick Harris, you can't go wrong with him hosting an award show.
Neely Pat.
Yeah. Is that what we call him now?
Yes.
Neely Pat?
Neely Pat Harris.
I thought it was just NPH.
Oh, yeah, you could go. His friends call him Neely Pat.
Oh, okay.
So, we're tight like
Darren
that.
Patterson, very close with Mr. Neil Patrick Harris.
That's right.
You heard it here first. So
impressions. Had some good ones. Cecily Strong's Mrs. Maisel was pretty strong.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, this was the thing. Like, you always sort of get an insight into like what the cast members are into, and it's like, well, Cecily Strong obviously watches that show.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you would be that on the nose
unless you really
with that impression, unless you've watched that show and you've really kind of studied her.
Yeah, that's true. But the way she like stuttered and like that was like, that's very amazing.
It was dead on. We had Ego Nwadum as Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah, that was good. Who else? Melissa Villaseñor did a great with Sarah Silverman.
Yeah,
Sarah Silverman.
Dead on.
That was spot. Like, why isn't that impression more in the show?
It was. She sounded. If I'd heard just like an audio tape of that, I would think I was just listening to Sarah Silverman.
Yeah, it really is. Like, she's been on the show. Like, Melissa's been on the show for a while. Like, why is this the first time she's ever doing that impression?
I know. Yeah, she's been on for like 2 years now.
Yeah,
something like that.
She should have busted that out. Like, she should have been on like with that impression like first season.
It must have been in her audition.
I guess. Yeah.
We had Kate McKinnon playing Michelle Wolf.
Oh, that was Kate.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure, but all right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
That's what
I'm not questioning you. I was just like, I couldn't make it out.
Never question me again. We had Adie Bryant as
Hannah Gadsby.
Yeah, Hannah Gadsby from Nanette.
Good. Yeah, very
good. Let's see. We mentioned Cecily. We had
Matt Damon did Matthew McConaughey impression.
Yes. We had Heidi Gardner breaking out the Allison Janney again.
Yeah, that was a pretty good.
Which again, so good.
Heidi Gardner, she's getting up there. She's the one to watch.
The Allison Janney impression and the Sarah Silverman impression were just and also the Mrs. Maisel impression.
Yeah,
those just blew me away.
The women on the show are like just
talented damn women on the show
just
now,
knocking it out the park.
And we had Keenan playing Terry Crews.
Oh yeah, that was good.
He plays Terry Crews. I was like, Terry Crews should host SNL.
I'm surprised he hasn't. I
want to see that.
I'm really surprised he hasn't.
And Brooklyn Nine-Nine's coming to NBC. It's
synergy.
Let's get Terry Crews hosting SNL. I want to see that happen. We need another funny, muscle-bound guy.
Yeah, we need another handsome, muscle-bound man to take over comedy.
Yes.
Momoa wasn't enough. We need Terry Crews now.
We need
The Rock.
And The Rock and
John
Hemsworth
Cena.
And John Yes.
David Bautista, just get all the handsome, muscly men.
Let's just get them all together in a group, and
just get all the jocks to take over,
and then they can just all wrestle at the end or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Give Kyle Mooney a noogies,
yes,
and whatnot.
I would watch that.
Wet Willie Moffat,
yes,
yeah. Let's watch. Let's do that. Let's make
just
it happen.
have them bully all the guys.
Bully all the cast members, stuff them in lockers. Wet swirlies.
What? I mean, come on. How can you not like Terry Crews, people?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he's never hosted now. I think
he's a delight.
He's actually.
Let's start a campaign.
Hashtag it.
That's right.
SNL,
Cruise for SNL.
Cruise for SNL. Cruise. Yeah, make sure you do the right cruise. Don't do Tom Cruise, or maybe even Tom Cruise. He's never hosted, right?
Not that I know of.
Interesting. All right, Terry Crews, Tom Cruise, Penelope Cruz, any Cruise.
Yeah. Okay.
Cameron Cruz. No, it's Diaz. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Cameron Crowe? Were you thinking Cameron
I was
Crowe?
thinking Cameron Crowe.
Okay.
I thought Cameron Diaz, for some reason, her last name was Cruz. I was like, oh, no, it's Diaz. Why does it say Cameron Cruz?
Yeah.
All right. But anywho, yeah. Terry Crews for SNL host. Hashtag
Exactly.
Get it out there. And yeah, but anyway, amazing impressions.
Yes.
SNL Oscars segment.
Yeah.
Oh, and Kate McKinnon had a great Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah, I mean, but we knew this.
Yeah, that's true.
We knew this.
That was nothing new.
Yeah, she was like, I'm Ellen.
Yeah.
I've never done anything controversial outside of being gay. And
which the last host, which the guy who was going to host wasn't cool with or something like that.
Have you seen the previews for like that new Ellen DeGeneres game show? Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like a video game. Like Ellen DeGeneres has a video game?
No, she's got like a show on NBC where they're doing stunt games.
Yeah.
And she's like dunking people into things.
It's like Double Dare for grown-ups.
Yeah.
I have seen it. It came on last year and it did pretty well. It looks interesting.
I just think it's interesting that NBC now they have between that and the Hollywood Game Night that is hosted by I'm blanking on her name.
Jane Lynch.
Jane Lynch. NBC now has like two shows that are game shows hosted by blonde lesbian actresses. That's an unusual specialization.
It's an amazing world we live in. Because like something like that would have not flown like 20 years ago, and now it's just
now it's a genre.
Yeah. I'm here for it. I'm all for this.
Is there another like blonde lesbian woman they can have hosting a third show? I want to see how far they can take this.
Hannah Gadsby can dye her hair, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I guess those are the only two ones I could think of.
Okay.
Or maybe I'm sure there's more, but
yeah,
off the top of my head, those are the only two I can think
of.
Okay. But yeah, either way, we are here for it. God bless you.
Yes. So let's see. Next, we had Christmas at the Carnegie Lounge.
Yes.
With Cecily Strong and Matt Damon playing Diane Gellerman and Sonny, her piano player. She's a singer and he's a piano player, and they're basically singing Jingle Bells.
Right. I was looking I looked on the Twitter, and like I think that somebody mentioned that they like the way she sang it was like the way that Barbra Streisand sang it, like. So I was like, they were doing a riff on that, like jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle.
Oh,
like okay. I don't know. I'm not a big Barbra Streisand fan.
Totally over my head.
Yeah, but like I think if you maybe look at video of Barbra Streisand singing that song, it's like, oh, she was copying her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's a little insight.
Okay.
But I mean, I dug the sketch. I saw shades of. It definitely reminded me of like kind of Nick the Lounge Singer. Maybe Sweeney Sisters type of vibe about
or
it.
the parents that
Marty and Bobby Culp.
Did you look
I did look that up. I didn't know it off the top of my head. I had to look that up.
It was Will Ferrell and
Anna Gasteyer.
Anna Gasteyer.
Yeah. It's like a sketch basically based around them singing this song, but also it's like, oh, it's actually a pretty good song.
Yeah. Well, they had a lot of energy to it. You
didn't like it?
No, I didn't. I didn't dislike it. I was just I don't know if I entirely got it.
I think so. No, I mean they were kind of spoofing like the lounge singery type of vibe where there's banter between her and her piano player. Her piano player says something kind of catty and witty.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, bring it home, Sonny. It's like, oh, you know me, I'll bring anything home.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so bad.
Yeah,
like stuff like that type of thing. It seems like you're not.
No, I mean it was.
You're not on board with this.
It was cute. I just didn't totally. Maybe I was expecting more or something else. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
Okay, it's not for everybody.
Yeah, I don't even know if I want to go as far as to say it felt like there was something missing, but I feel like it was more a feeling on my part.
Okay. I mean, well, do you feel the same way about those sketches I mentioned before, like the Marty and Bobby Culp and Sweeney Sisters, Nick the Lounge? Because they're all
the
sketches.
Culps I got a little tired of, as I recall. I always loved the Sweeney Sisters. Bill Murray as Nick the Lounge singer. That's gold. You can't go wrong with that.
It's gold, Jerry. Gold.
That's so. Yeah, I mean this one just didn't entirely work for me, but it was fine.
Okay. All right. I get it. I hear you, but yeah. I liked it. But
okay,
I hear you. All right. Okay.
Next we
awkward.
have the SNL for real musical guest. We had Mark Ronson and Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, she sang her first song off her new album there.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it
was good.
Miley Cyrus. Not nuts about the Miley Cyrus.
She's a fine singer, and I mean, it seems like more people more focused on her outfit than anything.
It was like a testament to the power of double-sided tape.
Indeed.
She was wearing like the silvery outfit.
Yes.
She was wearing a jacket with no top underneath it.
Right.
So you're seeing it.
Like,
okay, this is the thing I started contemplating during the song.
Oh boy.
Like, okay, the jacket is in place, and you're watching because you're kind of waiting or half expecting some sort of wardrobe malfunction.
Right.
thing.
Right.
And then I just started wondering about the logistics of it. I was like, okay, is it still side boob when you're seeing like the middle area,
inner boob?
Yeah,
maybe.
Is there a term for that? I mean,
I don't know.
Side boob. It's more for the outer thing.
It's more the outline.
And and then I started wondering, like, does the network have to approve this outfit beforehand?
I'm pretty sure they do.
I would think they would have to, because they don't want some accidental.
Yeah,
nudity and FCC fines.
Yeah,
on the show.
I would assume she ran that through, like, some people.
Somebody has to approve that.
So, standards, practices, and whatnot.
Yeah,
you can't just go there with no shirt and just think everything's gonna be hunky dory.
Yeah,
you gotta run that by some folks.
That was
suits.
Weird. So that was the main thing I noticed, and I think probably that most people noticed.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's a nice song. She sang it okay, and not bad.
Yeah, and her second song, she did John Lennon's "Merry Christmas, War Is Over."
Yes, with Sean Lennon on stage.
Was that Sean Lennon?
You didn't notice that?
Well, I noticed him, but I didn't realize it was Sean Lennon.
Yeah, Sean Lennon. Well, he was.
Oh, holy crap!
There we go. Wow.
I am so stupid.
Oh, boy.
I had no idea.
Yeah, he was right there playing guitar next to her.
Yeah, I know, but he's got the long hair and he's got the beard and he had the.
It's still Sean Lennon.
and that's been his look for a while, but I didn't put two and two together. Holy crap.
Go back home and look at it. Sean Lennon on stage with Miley Cyrus singing "Merry Christmas." War. Oh boy, you need a minute?
I may need a minute. That was
yeah.
I just thought that was some dude in her band.
No, Sean Lennon. Holy hell! All right.
Wow, I'm dumb.
Wow. All right, well, there you go. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
War is over. If you want it. Zingaroo.
Honestly, like I can't. I have trouble looking at Miley Cyrus without thinking of Vanessa Bayer's impression of her.
I could see that.
Because,
part of me kind of wish Vanessa Bayer came on the show to do that impression.
As a little cameo. Yeah.
Like, oh my God, how you like? I really liked her impression. I kind of wish she'd come on, but she didn't.
And she got like Miley's smile down because she has like a very toothy smile.
Yes, very much so.
Vanessa Bayer, I don't know if like she was able to just duplicate the smile or if she just has enough facial resemblance to Miley Cyrus that she was able to do that. But,
yeah. No, her impression was pretty spot on. Like
I'm still reeling from the shot.
Yeah, this is. We might need a minute. We may have to pause.
I feel so damn stupid.
I thought you would have seen, for sure would have seen that.
Wow.
All right.
I mean, because he's
what?
I just didn't recognize him with the beard and the long hair, and there weren't enough facial features for me to.
I mean, I kind of
grab onto.
All right, I do understand. I kind of get that because he did have long hair and the beard.
Yeah,
but like when the cameraman focused on him, like that should have been it. Because like the cameraman doesn't focus on every individual band member unless the band member is like somebody prominent.
Maybe I just didn't notice him getting close-ups or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the band, like there was I forget who was playing, but there was like one time where a band was on, and maybe it was when Tenacious D hosted, and they had like David Grohl on the drums,
right?
And the cameraman was focusing on the drummer, and I'm like, oh, they never focus on the drummer unless it's somebody of note,
right?
So when the cameraman focused on the guitar player, I was like, oh, that must be somebody, and then I looked closer, I was like, oh, that's Sean Lennon.
Okay.
There you go. So there you go, guys. It's yeah.
There you go.
Wow. This podcast took a turn.
This did, because I mean I had no idea and literally found out on air, and I looked stupid to everybody.
Wow.
And
you're fine. You're fine. I think
you're a fucking idiot.
No, I think a few people didn't know. I think because like they didn't mention it and no one mentioned it. It's like one of those things like you wouldn't know unless
did they say thank you to Sean Lennon at the end?
Oh wait, yeah, at the very end though.
At the good nights,
like I think at the night, but at the end of the performance, she said, "Oh, Merry Christmas, everybody," and then at the very end, she's like, "Oh, Sean, oh no, Lennon."
Wow!
But it was at the
totally
like when like the title cards came up and they were going to commercial. You heard her say, "Thanks to Sean, oh no, Lennon."
Wow! Okay.
But it's one of those things that could have gotten past you. Don't.
Yeah,
don't
totally
fret.
got past me.
Don't fret.
I'm fretting. I'm fretting. So next we had Weekend
Update.
with Colin Jost and Michael
Shea.
Shea.
Mr. Shea.
Yeah.
Wow, that was nice.
Yeah.
That was a good Weekend Update. A lot of jokes, of course, about the president as every episode now.
I mean, I liked Jay saying, talking about one of Trump's tweets was, Michael Cohen is a lawyer and he's supposed to know the law, and he says, you know who else is supposed to know the law? The president.
He should know the law.
He should know the law. We are paying you money for this.
If I was an astronaut and you would talk to me about the moon, I can't go like, the moon, what's that? Like, you should know the law.
Yeah.
You should know it.
Another line of his I really liked was, alleged affairs is a very dignified way to say raw dog and porn stars.
I just like...
raw dog and porn stars. That's just a wonderful turn of phrase, isn't it?
You don't hear it enough.
Nope.
In polite conversation, I feel.
But, we're going to hear more of it.
Oh, we are.
Because...
2019.
Yeah.
Ooh. So it was some great sketches. They had the Where's Wes sketch where
I
Mikey
didn't like that. I thought that was lame.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's like a lot of build up, and then he just says, "Oh, here, aloha," or as they say here in Hawaii, or he just gives it away immediately.
They had a long build up. It was kind of like the old "Where in the World is Matt Lauer" thing they used to do on the Today Show.
Yeah,
which they probably don't do on the Today Show anymore.
I don't think.
I'm guessing.
I think he's been scrubbed from their everything, their entire NBC history.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
And then Heidi Gardner had a great character. They gave her her character name, Angel.
Returning as the boxer's every boxer's girlfriend in every boxing movie.
Yeah, because I think before they didn't give her a name, but now they say, "Oh, her name is Angel."
And
that was interesting.
And Matt Damon came on as her boyfriend, Tommy Ray Donovan, the boxer.
Right. Taking the kids to my sisters. I don't know. I like this character quite a bit.
I'm not nuts about the character. I did like the bit towards the end where he goes, "You're pregnant, Angel," and Michael Che just goes, "Why did he have to tell you? How did he know before you?"
It's fun. I don't know. I think I like it. I think Heidi Gardner's she's on the rise.
It was good.
But yeah, that part was funny too. Where it's like, "Oh, I'm pregnant." All right.
Yeah.
And then they ended with them reading jokes that each other wrote.
Yes.
The other one wrote on the air.
Yes, which I really like that. They gave each other jokes to read on the air that neither one had ever seen before.
Right.
So it was basically Jost and Jay trying to get each other.
Right. And of course, all of Jost's jokes. Well, all of Colin's jokes were like wildly racist,
which was wonderful. Let's see, we had There apparently in some place they had a nativity scene where baby Jesus was in a cage where he belongs.
And then it has cuts to Michael Che being like, "Oh my God, why would you say that?"
And then there was a story about apparently Nigeria's president denied that he was replaced by a lookalike, and the punchline was, "See, even Africans can't tell black people apart."
And the audience was like, "Oh my God!"
And this was my favorite. This is the last one. I have to tell it.
All right, yeah, go for it.
I mean, because
hit it.
We got to have the white guy tell it. It's National Rosa Parks Day, or as we call it in my house, Uppity Bus Passenger Day.
Oh my God! Why would you say that? Gasp!
And I loved it. It was
a very genuine moment.
It was a genuine moment. It was nice because you could really sense the friendship between these guys, how they enjoy busting each other's chops. I also thought it was a record how much stronger most of Jay's material is than Joe's.
Yeah, very much. I mean, Colin's jokes. I can't say Joe's jokes. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Colin's jokes were they were good, but Che's jokes were just powerhouses. Just
boom, boom.
Yeah,
boom.
just walloped him.
And yeah, that was great. Really strong ending, and it was a fun bit to end out the segment.
Absolutely.
Next,
All right, this one I'm gonna have a lot to say.
We have feelings about this sketch.
The Weezer sketch.
It was a dinner party.
Yes,
where they're listening to it's three couples. They're getting together. Leslie Jones and Kenan Thompson. They're a couple that's new to the neighborhood, and they're being welcomed by the other two couples. We had Matt Damon and Cecily Strong as a couple, and then who are the others?
Beck and Heidi.
Beck and Heidi. I know Heidi was the woman. I forget who the dude was. But it doesn't matter.
Wow. Beck Bennett, it doesn't matter.
That's right. Well, that's his last show.
Oh, shit. Oh, boy.
Say what now? And so they're piping in some music, and then...
it's a Weezer's cover of Africa.
Which was a recent thing. It was a viral thing.
It's like their biggest hit in a while.
Well, there was this one guy who was apparently leading a campaign on Twitter to have Weezer cover the song Africa by Toto.
Yeah.
And Weezer... didn't do it, and then they recorded another Toto song.
They recorded Rosanna,
and
then they
which
released
is epic
that.
trolling.
Yeah, and then they recorded Africa, and now it's like a huge hit.
It became a thing.
Yeah, I wonder if that
did it actually like chart?
It did, yeah, very much. So. It's everywhere. It's on like mainstream radio. It's like top 100. It's a hit.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, it makes me wonder like if that guy got any money or anything for it. Probably.
I don't know.
Probably not.
I don't know. I mean, he was probably just happy that Weezer covered Africa.
That's right.
But this...
my reward is a job well done.
This this starts a huge debate about Weezer, which is a debate that has happened, I think, any time like two Weezer fans have gotten together in the same room.
Very much. Oh, let me ask you this: where do you stand on Weezer? Are you a Weezer fan? A casual fan? What's?
Oh, okay.
Let's get into this.
Well, I would say I can safely be qualified as a Weezer fan. Okay. I have here. I'm showing you my phone. We got a lot of things.
Okay.
On the phone, and I got every.
You bought Hurley?
I bought Hurley. Hurley was like the last one that I got.
Ratitude.
I kind of dropped off the Weezer train.
Wow.
Well,
no, because
I've just blown Darren's mind here.
It's like I found out Sean Lennon was on stage.
So I am a Weezer fan. I haven't kept up with the last couple albums. I may have to get back on the Weezer train.
Okay, all right. We can get into this.
So where do you stand on the Weezer?
I am a Weezer fan as well, a devotee. I stand. Well, basically, what happened is in the sketch.
Yeah.
Matt Damon was saying how their new stuff is good. They have the Black album coming out, which they actually do.
Right.
And then Leslie Jones comes back with saying, "Oh, you said you're a fan, but everybody knows they haven't made a good album since Pinkerton."
Right.
Which I agree with her. Like there was going back and forth. Mm-hmm. Like the person who wrote this sketch wrote it specifically for Weezer fans.
Yes.
Like
because there was all sorts of deep cut references,
very deep
and accurate.
Yes,
it was all accurate. They did not make up anything for this sketch.
Like when Leslie Jones said Weezer died when Matt Sharp left the band. Like I felt that. I really because not only did I feel that, I have said that on numerous occasions to people.
And Matt Damon at one point he says, "I'm just going to say it. Pork and Beans is better than Buddy Holly."
And I know that's a joke, but I at that moment I wanted to almost drive to Rockefeller Center and choke him out because like that is. Pork and Beans, it's a terrible song. It's just not.
See,
good.
I like Pork and Beans.
What?
I'm not going to say it's better than Buddy Holly.
All right,
but I think it's a good song.
I'll listen to it again. But I remember listening.
Wow.
I remember listening to it and just not. It just seemed. Maybe just because their writing style, it just seems too simplistic from what they were doing. Like the first two albums were. I looked like the writing. It seemed more heartfelt, and then kind of around, I guess, the Make Believe album, their stuff kind of get more simple, and it just, I don't know. There's something about it changed, definitely. But I don't. That's just. I was not.
See, I think like for most of their albums, and like I said, I haven't really heard much of the last two albums. I haven't even listened to Hurley that much, honestly.
Hurley. Okay.
Yeah. But I felt like up until then, like they had at least a couple really solid songs on each album that they did, which I think is a pretty good batting average for a band.
That's true. But I mean, I guess it's one of those things where when you come out of the gate with like two strong albums, and also, I mean, when Pinkerton came out, it wasn't really well received when it first
It was not.
Yeah.
It was not. And that's something that it's an album that people love in retrospect.
Right. It's like it's kind of like the way the Beastie Boys' second album, Paul's Boutique, like when that came out, it wasn't really, people weren't digging it, but people, it took a couple years for people to catch up to it. Because I guess people wanted like another License to Ill, where they just talk about drinking and partying,
right?
And then Paul's Boutique, it was a little bit more introspective and a little bit more complicated and grown up and mature, and people weren't digging it. But like now, people like it,
right?
And like the same thing with Pinkerton, where people weren't digging it because it didn't have the same catchy hooks that the Blue Album did. But now
it wasn't as poppy, and it was more introspective, and
right.
But now people like look back at it and they're like, "Oh, that was a masterpiece."
And it's
like, well, you fucking hated it in 1996,
exactly. And I think from what I've read, that really kind of did a number on Rivers, because like he was like
he went away for a few years,
Yeah.
and he went to Harvard, and he did. Rivers Cuomo, lead singer
Rivers
of Weezer. If you do not know, because
why would you?
Because
it's like it definitely it messed with him, his mind, and like I don't think he's ever been the same since. Like, I mean, the Green Album, I liked it. I mean, I know some people have mixed feelings about like Hash Pipe and Island in the Sun. I like those songs.
I like those both.
I've heard people say like Island in the Sun's it's not, but I like it. And but yeah, definitely like the album after. Well, no, Maladroit was okay. I like Dope Nose, but then after
that's a great song. I listened to it this morning.
Yeah, and then after that, it was the Make Believe album, and the Make Believe album. I think that's when I was like,
that's when you got off the Weezer train.
That's when I started to see like I don't know about this, because I'll listen to the album again, but I remember just not being very impressed with it, and just like I don't know, it just seemed very simplistic, and it didn't seem to have the same heart as before.
Well, let's see. Make Believe has Beverly Hills, Perfect Situation, This Is Such a Pity, and We Are All on Drugs. I like all those songs. Those are my favorites from the album.
I will listen to it again, but I remember listening to the album and be like, I don't know about this.
I like some stuff on the Red album. Troublemaker is one of my favorite Weezer songs.
Wow,
legit.
I think
controversial. Is a great song. Ratitude. I love the song. If you're wondering if I want you to.
That's a catchy song.
I think that's a great song.
Why don't you grow up and listen to Ratitude? That was Matt Damon's line. I may have to throw that into my lexicon.
There were some great lines. There was oh god, let me.
Why don't you grow up and listen to Ratitude?
And I liked it. At one point, Leslie Jones just goes, "Oh, you're dumb." She just like flat out said, "Oh, I get it. You're dumb.
Oh, you're just stupid."
Honestly, though, I refuse to believe that Leslie Jones in real life has this many opinions about Weezer.
I mean, she might be a Weezer fan. Like, it's possible. It's possible, but like
a black woman in her late 40s.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I like listening to Sinatra.
Okay.
Well, not a lot of Sinatra, but that one song.
I don't know. She just does not strike me as the type to be a Weezer fan.
She might.
I wonder.
She might be. I don't want to.
And she played it beautifully. I mean, like she's. Leslie Jones, I'm mixed on Leslie Jones at best, but she's really good at playing anger.
Yeah.
And she was great in this sketch. I mean, she
very
was
much
just
so.
like, she was supposed to get in Matt Damon's face, and she got in Matt Damon's face.
Yeah. When her passion and the way she was saying, like, oh, they haven't made a good album since Matt Sharp. Like, I felt that. I was like, yeah, Leslie, get him.
You like posted about it on Facebook this morning.
It really,
you like shared the sketch, and you were like, I am. You were like, this isn't in my wheelhouse. This is my wheelhouse.
Because like, as far as Weezer fans go, there are tons of people who believe once Matt Sharp left, the band was never the same, and I'm in agreement with that. Like, I feel like they have good singles like after the Pinkerton album here and there, but as far as the full album is concerned, like they haven't had a full album that's really great. But I will admit, like there are some good songs on their most recent stuff. Like have you listened to the White Album yet?
No,
that has some good stuff on it. There's Do You Want to Get High is a good song.
Okay.
There's a song King of the World. It's a good song, and then there's the other one, Thank God for Girls, I believe. Which is
I know that song.
Yeah,
I know that
like,
song.
The White Album's a solid album, but then after that was Pacific Daydream.
The color albums are generally well regarded.
Yeah. That's why
fans,
I'm cautiously optimistic about the Black Album that comes out next year, but we'll see.
We'll see.
But the White Album that came out was the second to last album was actually pretty decent.
I actually brought something because this sketch, it reminded me a passage or an essay in one of Chuck Klosterman's books.
Ooh, are we getting literary here?
I'm getting literary. I brought along a little thing. Chuck Klosterman, if you don't know him, he's an author. He writes about pop culture a lot.
Okay,
and he has in his book Eating the Dinosaur, he has a thing about Weezer and the way they are perceived, and I thought I'd read a little about it. It's
really
short. And he says, people are generally disappointed by Weezer albums. It's become the band's defining ethos. They consistently disappoint the people who love them most. It's an insular version of disappointment that makes no immediate sense. Weezer distresses the exact same people with every record they release. This should be impossible. If every new record a certain band makes disappoints its base, one would assume chagrined consumers would eventually give up. But people have a different kind of relationship with Weezer, and it's due to the songwriting of frontman Rivers Cuomo. He writes completely straightforward lyrics presented through music devoid of irony. He exclusively presents literal depictions of how he views the world, and how he almost exclusively plays guitar riffs that he personally want to hear as a fan. There are no other major elements in his work. The tone of his guitar is an attempt to replicate the tone of guitarists he appreciated as a teenager, particularly Ace Frehley and Carlos Cavazo. He enjoys metaphors, but the metaphors are hyper-obvious stand-ins for his own confessionals. He tosses around stilted hip-hop language and makes it seem like he's mocking all the affluent white kids obsessed with superficial blackness, but he used to be one of those kids. His lyrical fantasies, such as living life as a professional surfer, are faithful expository descriptions of what he fantasizes about. In 1994, he wrote an unreleased rock opera called Songs from the Black Hole that involves 6 separate characters, one of whom was a robot. But he later admitted the entire narrative was really about his own experiences on tour. Artistically and motivationally, Weezer makes completely unaffected music, more authentic than Black Flag or Bright Eyes or Janis Ian. But because every other aspect of Cuomo's public life seems constructed and self-aware, and because he displays all the usual qualities we've come to associate with kitsch irony, audiences are unwilling to view Weezer's music as a reflection of Cuomo's autobiography. So he goes on a bit, but it's basically making the point that Rivers is completely sincere in his stuff, but because his audience identified so strongly with those first few albums,
right.
And it was like a lot of earnest white dudes, and it spoke to them,
right.
And they were expecting the subsequent albums to speak to them as much, but by the time that Weezer made those other albums, he was like a full-fledged rock star, and so he was not having experiences that the audience could identify with anymore.
And all right, that's fair enough.
It's very interesting. Eating the Dinosaur. Order it.
Wow.
Well,
order it, guys.
Go to Amazon. It makes a great gift.
Just in time for the holidays.
That's right.
No, that makes sense. Because definitely with those first 2 albums, like me and like a bunch of other nerds, they had like a very strong, emotional connection to it.
Yeah, and we identified with it.
Yeah, very much so. And like the fact that he went from that to Can't Stop Partying with Lil Wayne.
Right.
It's like, what? What are you doing? Like, is this you now, or is this who you always were?
It didn't speak to his audience anymore.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, but at the same time, I think I know. I have also noticed that he seems to always it seems like Weezer's just constantly making music for teenagers, even though they're getting older.
Yeah. So I mean, they're like in their 40s now.
Yeah, and they're not making music for 40-year-olds. They're making music for teenagers and people in their 20s, just like when they first did. And it's so they're trying to get a new audience, and their old audience just isn't connecting with it. And I don't know. I have a very complicated relationship with Weezer, but
we'll delve into this further on our Talking About Weezer podcast.
Yes.
Coming to the Non-Pro network soon.
Yeah, Weezer Talk.
Weezer Talk.
Wow, yeah, we delved into that one.
We did.
You busted out a book. Holy hell.
We went in depth.
Holy moly.
But you know what? I think this sketch, it spoke to the audience too, because it got a big applause break at the end. So much so that it seemed to be cutting off Leslie Jones's last line. She was saying something, and I don't know if it was important to the sketch or not.
No, well, I think at the very end, the guy leaves, and it's where you can find me in Beverly Hills. Yeah. But then she said, oh, yeah, actually, I kind of like that song.
Yeah, I also like at the end where we realized that Matt Damon was the ex-husband of Heidi Gardner's character.
Oh yeah, that was
he's like,
that was weird.
If you want me back, and she's like, no, I don't.
That was a weird throwaway.
I like that. I like it when they toss in like just weird bits of information like that.
Very much so. I mean, as far as the sketch, I thought it was like a sketch like specifically for like only a few people. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it seems like most of the audience got it. We're on board with it.
But I thought this is a tough word to say.
Specificity.
Thank you.
Specificity?
The specifics of it made it really work. I mean, having in all those specific details, it really made the sketch work, and it was stronger because of that.
I think so. I think like most people know, if you don't know Weezer, you know maybe like another band or an artist who like people who are very split on, like Kanye West or something.
And
like
I
that.
loved how their obsessiveness was playing against the other characters. Like, wait, is Weezer even still together? Are we really having this conversation?
Yeah.
Like everybody was like indifferent at best to Weezer.
It's like, I don't want to go off on a rant. It's like, well then please don't.
So it made the passion of Matt Damon and Leslie Jones's characters all the funnier because everyone else was just like, huh? What? They haven't thought about Weezer in 15 to 20 years.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, which I imagine is how the rest of the world is, and it's just
exactly
like, all these Weezer fans.
Yeah, when they're not like, obsessed.
Yes.
Obsessed repressed nerds.
Yes. On a podcast talking about Saturday Night Live.
And Weezer.
Gotcha. All right, so next thing we did. The Frankie's Ale House sketch. It seemed like another Kyle Mooney sketch.
It was another weird one. It was
some Mooney.
A bunch of cops. They're getting beers and they're busting each other's chops. Alec Baldwin pops up.
Yeah,
it's odd to see him in a Trump sketch these days. Cause,
I was like, Baldwin, what are you doing here?
And I guess they just needed warm bodies to fill out. They didn't have enough guys. And we learned that Kenan Thompson's character was with or married to Kyle's little sister.
Right, or they're just banging.
Yeah, and at one point they get him. They chip in on noise canceling headphones for Kyle, so that he doesn't hear.
Yeah, it's weird. I understand what they were doing. They're trying to do that thing that they do in like a lot of TV shows and movie where they bust balls, but then they go, "But no, seriously, man. Thanks. Like Merry Christmas. Like they bust balls, but then they kind of go into that sincere moment. But like I kind of got what they were doing, but I don't know if the sketch really worked.
Yeah, and then we find out towards the end, like one of them accidentally shot his wife.
Yeah,
at the wedding.
That's funny.
And I did like the line. Any one of us could have shot his wife at the wedding. It was a weird sketch. Didn't quite work for me, but
bust the balls.
But
but seriously, man,
it ate up 2 or 3 minutes of time.
Yeah,
so.
It was. I mean, that 2 or 3 minutes could have gone to the last sketch, but.
Obviously, it could.
Whoa!
And then the last sketch of the night was Happy Christmas Britain with Kate McKinnon as Theresa May,
right?
Who's the British Prime Minister.
Yeah, she's in the thick of it.
She's having a tough time right now because of all the Brexit stuff.
Rough go.
And we had Matt Damon. He came on as
David Cameron.
David Cameron, the previous PM, the guy who got the Brexit thing going.
And then he just left.
And Matt Damon had a giant forehead.
A lot of forehead.
He had a 5 head.
Hey-o.
And we had A.D. Bryant coming in as Elton John for some reason.
You don't speak to me.
And Kate was, as Theresa May, was opening up her presents from people, and all her presents were feces.
That's right. And then one was a book, and it's like, oh no, it's been hollowed out, it was filled with feces.
Yes. And then at the very end, Mikey Day comes in as Lord Voldemort.
Right, the only person who's hated more than Theresa May.
Okay, that was the rationale.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten.
You didn't know that?
No, I'd forgotten because it was
first saw now this. You don't.
It was such an odd sketch. It was just like
because at the end, because like the only person reviled more than me, Lord Voldemort.
Right.
And then he came out, and then he was like, it's like, oh, can we kind of separate? I don't want to, I don't want your PR near me, really.
Right.
But like, it was weird because like as he was talking, it seemed like they just ended the sketch.
It was another abrupt ending. Yeah.
Like mid sentence, they were like, "All right, we're done," and it was just like, what?
Yeah.
Like mid sentence, they just kind of cut. They put on the music and they cut to the title screen. Like, oh, that's.
You wonder if it was a time thing or what, or
yeah, but I've never seen it end that like abruptly.
Yeah, I don't know. My
it was
recording
jarring.
Cut off before this sketch, so I didn't get to rewatch it before the show. So I'd have to look at it again. I wonder if like the version they put up online is like the dress rehearsal version. If there's going to be like a couple minutes we didn't see or something.
Maybe, I don't know. It was really like as I was writing down, Lord Voldemort, Mikey Day. Like they were putting on the music and cutting off the skin. I was like, wait, what? It's over?
Yeah,
It was like really.
He was on very, very briefly.
Yeah, it threw me. It threw me. That and the Weezer sketch threw me.
Yeah. We were still reeling. We were still absorbing the Weezer sketch at this point.
We're still reeling from the Sean Lennon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So that was the show. That was Matt Damon and Mark Ronson and Miley Cyrus and other people with M's in their names
and the rest
and Kate McKinnon and Kyle Mooney and Mikey Day and Alex Moffat. It was just an
Mike Myers.
M from the James Bond movies. He was there.
Michael Moore. Mr. Miyagi.
Mickey Mouse.
Marty McFly.
Marty McFly from Back to the Future.
Yes, he was.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Star-studded. My God.
Yeah, it was.
But this was a good episode. I actually liked this episode quite a bit.
It was a good episode. I think for us, Weezer has to be sketch of the night.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I thought it was a good, solid comedy sketch, and it also spoke to us because of the Weezer thing.
Yes, very much so.
And
it hit me in a way I'm still reeling.
We have thoughts. We talked about it. We've talked about it a little on Facebook.
I need to lie down.
Darren said like I could do like 5 podcast episodes. Just
I
about
really
this
could.
Sketch. Our friend Natty Bumpercar. Hi Natty. He said like I could talk about this, and I was like, well, call in Natty. And Natty's like, no, I have to go talk to Emmett Otter. That is literally the excuse he gave me.
I have to.
That is literally the excuse he.
I got to play with puppets. So.
I got to play with puppets.
But maybe we'll have him on a future episode.
Maybe we will if he doesn't have some more important puppet-related activity.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But maybe. Well, we've been thinking about having guests on. That Weezer sketch just messed up my brain. We've been thinking about having guests on future episodes. So maybe we'll have Natty or other people on, people involved with SNL.
We would like that. We
know some people. We
got some things in the air. We got things cooking.
We're
working on this behind the scenes.
That's right.
So hopefully we can make that happen.
We got things brewing in the pots.
But I think we're going to wrap it up for now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're going to be back next week. SNL is not back with a new episode. I don't think they've even announced who the next host and musical guest are yet, have they?
I think the next one, it's going to be a rerun. It's the Seth Meyers, Paul Simon.
Yeah, but I meant the next new episode.
No, they haven't said anything yet.
So
who knows?
Who knows? We're in suspense. I mean, maybe like since this was Beck Bennett's last show, they're just like, there's no point in continuing it without Beck Bennett.
That's it. Shut it down, people.
Maybe this is the last episode of SNL ever. You don't know.
We had a good run.
Yeah, and. But next week we are going to be talking about the SNL Christmas compilation and talking about all sorts of classic SNL Christmas sketches.
It's going to be Christmassy
from the previous year. So we're going to talk about that and get into that and go deep into that and maybe we'll talk about Weezer some more. I don't know.
They've made a couple of Christmas songs, haven't they?
Yeah, sure.
Why not? Hey,
sure.
Why not?
Sure.
So where can the people find you? On the internet.
On the internet, I'm on the Twitter at Trumbull Comic, and you can at me with your Weezer opinions or your SNL opinions or anything like that.
Anything you want to talk about.
Any sort of opinions you have.
The new Aquaman movie.
The
Superman.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
The Laurel and Hardy movie. The Dick Cheney movie.
Dick Cheney. Any stock tips you want to talk about or recipes?
Sure.
Pie recipes.
Where can they find you to at you with all this stuff?
If you want to find me, you can find me at Darren Credible, DARIN Credible, Instagram, Twitter, and my website, DarrenCredible.com.
So that's where we're going to be, and we will see you here next week.
Oh, we shall talk the website.
Oh, the website. We should talk about. Yes, we should plug this stuff.
The people that give us microphones and a chance to.
That's right. Darren, you had that information, I believe, right?
Yeah.
On Patreon.
If you want to follow us on Patreon, donate to our lovely Patreon page. You can go to patreon.com/nonpro. Give us some money. That'd be nice.
And you can indicate that you are giving it for the SNL nerds.
Yes.
That is a thing you can select and say, I want them to have the money.
That's right. Just them.
But any of the other fine shows on the non-productive website or the Non-Productive Network.
Right. All at Non-Productive.com, non-productive.com. Mm-hmm. If you want to give us some dough, you can go to non-productive.com/SNL-nerds/support.
Yeah.
And give us that sweet cheddar.
And we also have a Facebook page, SNL Nerds, on Facebook.
Yeah.
We try to post things there, to get some discussion going.
Right.
And check us out on the iTunes. Like, subscribe. Please review us.
Please.
We need some more reviews.
Jeez Louise.
We got some nice reviews.
Yeah.
Those were great. We need some more.
Yeah, come on.
So if you like the podcast, go there, give us a rating. A 5-star one if you would like, and then write a little thing, because that helps with the algorithms. That helps boost us up and build the audience and all that good stuff.
It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. You could do it on your phone. If you got time to do Candy Crush, you got time to do this.
That's right. If you were bored by that Weezer segment, you could have just done it during that while we were talking about Weezer.
Or if you want to hear us talk about more about Weezer, we will do that.
We need to know. We need this audience feedback.
We will turn this podcast into a Weezer podcast at the drop of a hat.
How much Weezer content do you really want in your SNL Nerds podcast? Let us know. Call in.
Yes.
Rate us.
Each episode, we will talk about one Weezer song.
That's right.
For a good 60 minutes.
That's right.
If that's what you want.
Because we don't know the current musical guests. We don't follow them. We don't follow the current music. So we're just going to talk about Weezer during the musical guest segments.
I can talk about In Dreams for a good hour.
There we go.
Only in dreams.
But we're going to take off for this week, and we will see you next week. We'll talk all about the Christmas special, and we'll have opinions about that. Darn tootin'. So we will see you then. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
Bye.
I hear the drums echoing tonight, but she hears only whispers of some quiet conversation.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.